There's one website with over 85 million members at the time of writing the script, and it reached as many as 4 million daily active users in 2020 during the pandemic. When someone hears this, they may think it's something like a video game that boomed in popularity. Well, technically it was a video game, but probably not what you were thinking. It was chess. And chess isn't full of many casual players either. This website, called chess.com, has, like many others, numerous modes, an advanced rating system, puzzles to train your logical thinking skills, articles to help develop techniques and pattern recognition in the game, and a populous, zealous community willing to help each other out. To imagine what the average player would be like when playing against a beginner, who will assume it's you, imagine this scenario. In the beginning of the game, called the opening, the opponent is getting angry in chat when you keep on moving pawns and moving your knight towards their side. You're not developing your pieces. In the middle game, they say, I bet you regret moving virtually none of your pieces to the center. And in the end game, well, there is no end game because you were checkmated in only 16 moves. The opponent says excitedly, get double bishopped. What are the fundamentals to getting so good?
The fundamentals of chess, other than just like learning the moves and, getting a sense of the game itself, is mostly just why are you playing this game? Like, you're playing it to checkmate, right?
This is Shaswat, a chess-loving student.
You're gonna checkmate your opponent. So what are you gonna do for that? Like, attack all your opponent's pieces. How are you gonna get into his side of the board? How can you stop his king from having any squares to move? And along with that, you should also think about your opponent's moves, right? Because your opponent's trying to do the exact same thing you're doing. And you have to really get a hold of that. Also think about, hey, if my opponent's going here, what should I do to counter that? Or what should I do to stop him? What is a strong move for me that defends my piece and attacks him? So there are many ways to do that. And if you're a beginner, you go searching on YouTube, a lot of beginner stuff will be like, have a good opening. For a beginner, having like an incredibly strong, like complex opening is not needed. Just get your pieces to the center of the board, right? Gain control of the squares. For a beginner, that's all you really need. Just get good at like a basic opening, like the 4 knights game where both of your opponents put like your 4 knights in the center of the board, then move your pawns and bishops. Like a simple opening like that. Just get really concise and targeted at simple stuff like that. Get good at it, and that'll help you definitely be a good beginner at chess and help you kind of move on.
Now, from what I've heard about chess, a very important fundamental is memorization. Memorization is so important, in fact, that Bobby Fischer, a grandmaster, one of the best chess players out there, created his own version of chess where the positions of the pieces are randomized at the beginning of the game because he hated the sheer amount of memorization required to make good openings and be better than your opponents.
About Bobby Fischer kind of just not really liking the memorization part of chess, especially if you are intermediate beginner, even just like generally you consider yourself to be a good player, like it's patterns, all patterns. Like, I consider almost none of chess to be about memorization. If chess was memorization, I would not be playing chess right now, at all. There's a pattern that, you have your knights here, your bishops here, you're about to give a checkmate, or you're about to, your opponent's looking really good, like gaining tempo on you. Like, how do you get out of that situation, right? It's like recognizing that pattern of, oh, I can move here, or like, oh, I can trade these pieces, I can sacrifice this piece. It's that pattern. If you can get good at recognizing those, you can be able to apply these in the real game and possibly win games. Like, you can do puzzles and stuff that'll help, build this pattern recognition. Bobby Fish, like, at that high level of chess, it might become just like a memorization game at that point, because you have played so many games and you are literally the best in the world. Like, literally no one can beat you. That's kind of, it gets to a point where it's like, yeah, kind of boring. Like, I already know everything that's coming to me. Like, really, it'll be at that sort of point. But if you are not a world champion, which is almost all the players in chess, like, it's mostly about patterns.
There is truth to this statement. A study by the National Library of Medicine found that there were substantial differences in the number of moves known by players of different skill levels, with expert players knowing more moves. They estimated that masters, a title used to refer to top chess players, have memorized about 100,000 opening moves. They found that strong chess players have deep knowledge of the first phase of the game and postpone the start of actual thinking until they've exhausted all of their opening knowledge. Now that the fundamentals are nailed down, how can you master them?
It's just playing games. Like, honestly, I don't do that many puzzles. Because puzzles, like I just said, like, no, they're good for pattern recognition. But, like, doing puzzles only gets you so far. If you're not able to get to that position in a real game, it is totally useless. So I just play lots of actual tangible games. Don't do a bunch of puzzles, like, right from the get-go. Just do a bunch of games. Just keep playing. Like, especially on a website like Lichess or chess.com, like, try to gain rating. Like, that's your motivation. If you're a real beginner, I wouldn't recommend that because, like, your real motivation should be getting better, but after you get to a fairly okay level at chess, you should be trying to get more rating, and that'll motivate you to play more games. So just play games and recognize patterns in those games. Like, oh wait, this game looks very similar to this game. Maybe I should use the same tactic, or, oh, this player's stronger, maybe I should try a more defensive style attack so he doesn't gain any advantage on me. Something like that. Just play lots of games, find out those patterns.
The National Library of Medicine has also studied how playing chess games helps with chunking. What is chunking? Chunking is the brain's ability to group multiple pieces of information into a larger group to easily remember it for later. It can be non-declarative knowledge. Non-declarative knowledge is knowledge that does not involve awareness and understanding of factual information, such as knowing how to ride a bike or play an instrument. Chunking, combined with it being non-declarative, is what pattern recognition in chess is. Think of the form as checkmate. In many games, a person can see that they're getting checkmated in a similar fashion. They've recognized a pattern. So in future games, when they notice the opponent's pieces in similar positions to the ones of their previous games, they know what to do and what not to do. Playing more games increases the amount of patterns that you notice and increases pattern recognition.
And if you have any trouble with patterns, and if you just keep losing to like something similar, and you just can't kind of figure out a way around getting past that pattern, then you can go do some puzzles and, you know, get strong at recognizing, say, like queen bishop checkmate, or a double knight checkmate, double bishop checkmate, or like, you know, a queen sacrifice, or any piece sacrifice, really. Just get good at finding patterns, and then study more elusive patterns.
This is true. Puzzles are actually very helpful in chess. Draft Chess on chess.com, who has a verified title of National Master, said that puzzles can help with tactical intuition and recognition of more patterns. They help with finding tactical opportunities and priming your pieces for those opportunities. Draft Chess is just one individual in the chess community overall, and the chess community can be very helpful towards each other in perfecting their chess skills. Let's learn more about this community and how it helped Chesswatt get into chess in the first place.
Yeah, and my journey personally was, I was never really interested at chess, really. And then like, you know, I was watching videos on YouTube, I found like a lot of interesting chess videos. I tried chess, I was playing it, and I was never really introduced to the point of the thing of a rating. And then I guess that just kind of motivated me to like get more rating, like a points in like a video game, and just kind of get better. And at a point of time, if you keep doing that, the game itself will just become fun for you. Chess is actually a really big community, but if you don't play chess, you will not know this community exists. Like, a great place to go watch chess, there's a bunch of YouTube stuff on chess. Just a bunch of chess videos, just search up chess in YouTube and you'll get all sorts of cool stuff. Okay? There's a difference between searching up chess and searching up Minecraft on YouTube, okay? Minecraft just gives you random stuff, okay? And chess gives you actually insightful videos. So go on YouTube, a lot of stuff on there. There are streamers, there are actual, like, grandmasters and, like, titled players on chess who stream on, like, Discord and Twitch. Like, go there, watch their streams, okay? Watch some games. Especially if you're a beginner listening to this, watch streams, watch videos, watch other people play, because then you'll be able to see. Then they'll also be talking about their mistakes and how they're playing, and you know, you can get insight into, oh, this is a good move, this is a bad move, oh, he won like this, he won like that, stuff like that.
Instead of supporting this with evidence, just look on YouTube and Twitch metric sites. On Twitch, the most popular chess streamer has over 1 million followers. That's more followers than your mom.
And definitely go on chess.com and Lichess, play on there. Online chess, it's pretty much the top of, the most popular thing at the moment. Because board chess, you need another player to play with. Online chess, get paired with anybody. The best practice there is. Go on forums, chess forums, if you have trouble with an opening or something very specific in the game. If you want to figure out, how to calculate rating on your own. I don't know why you would do that, but yeah. And if you want some insightful help or want to find out some new games, chess forums, go on there. So much information.
I certainly know this. A lot of my research for evidence for this podcast was hindered by the constant links to chess forums, as it required other kinds of evidence. Nevertheless, chess forums are very useful in getting answers to any questions that chess players might have, and you can even get players with verified official titles to answer your questions.
There's a huge community. Okay, there is so much stuff you can do on chess in general. It's there. You just gotta find it.